One of the other barriers that myself and my clients experience when we are planning to make space for our own unapologetic performance needs in our life is the difficulty and unfamiliarity of asking for help. You are not an island. You are part of a family, you're part of a work team, you're part of friendships. And yet, I would wager that you are not comfortable asking for help from those resources until you become desperate. I'm wagering that simply from experience, from the decades that I've worked with high level executive women who have gotten where they are by being very self sufficient, right? Working mothers are some of the most independent and effective women on the planet. And that is a good thing. We love it. And it also creates this um, inability to ask for help until you're like in total crisis, pleading, crying, exploding. This is my personal flavor of that is mental breakdown. That's a relative term. Mental breakdown once a quarter, where I say I'm so overwhelmed, I can't handle everything, and I'm mad at you because of it, to my partner, and or my husband, and that doesn't really go well, especially when it would be avoidable at all costs if I actually knew that once a week I had words and a plan for saying, here are the ways that I need your help to execute my role at a high level. So, some of the tips for implementation here are you can have a Sunday. My friend Jenna calls it the Sunday sync. She and her husband sit down and they just like compare calendars and make a plan for activities. And they have 4 children, so there's a lot going on. I love that idea. That allows you to ask for help for in the future, which doesn't involve emotion. It doesn't mean people get defensive. Like saying, hey, babe, on Thursday, can you do this? Is a lot easier conversation than saying, why didn't you do this on Thursday? I needed help. Why weren't you there? Right. So we're trying to reframe this idea of the proactive approach to accessing resources, i.e., people, help, that kind of thing, instead of the defensive and reactive, I'm so drained that now I'm mad type of behavior. So, asking for help below in the self making exercise, you will find several ideas on how to verbalize that in the future I statements, um, brainstorming resources with a partner, brainstorming resources at work. There are many different ways to ask for help before you need it. And before you get down in that exercise, I want to leave you with one quote that hearing it really changed my life. Um, and so I want you to write this down. Having a need doesn't make you needy, and asking for help doesn't make you helpless.